Hi, this is Randy from Mountain Air Farms. Alright, I'm going to do my 1 month review on my sawmill. I bought the LS25. It's been a good mill so far. I've had to make a few little minor changes. The chute over there, it kept catching the sawdust had built up real bad, and they had 3 little fingers down. So I just bent them little fingers up so sawdust comes out and it don't build up heavy in here anymore. It actually shoots it up the chute. Hadn't had any other problems. The only problem that I can think of is the water bottle. It's not a big enough water bottle. It needs to be bigger. I'm going to make it a 4-post eventually. I've been watching online a guy, he done the angle iron, it made a 4-post out of it, and that'll make it a whole lot more sturdier. But you want to, as you're pushing it, it seems to want to wobble with you. I think if I make it a 4-post, it won't wobble. But that's where you mess up too, because when you're pushing it, if you put your hand over there, everybody puts it on the gas tank and push it forward. That's when you start getting wavy cut. Yesterday I figured that out. I just stayed over here on my handle and used my handle, and everything came out perfect and true. Evidently it's got to be at a slight angle to go through the wood, or it starts making wavy cut. But I've cut up quite a bit. I've cut up all my porch package over here. That's for our deck, where we're covering our deck up there. That's all cut. We're letting it dry a few months. We've cut some slabs over there out of that rainbow maple.
Poplar.
Rainbow poplar, I'm sorry. And then we cut some slabs out of a red bug stump I had. We cut some cookies out of it. But we've just been cutting. Mobile Home Place contacted me. They wanted some cribbing. We cut some cribbing for them. It's hard to turn out big numbers on this. It's such a small mill. But you can turn out, you can do what you want to do and do small jobs for people. You just can't turn out a lot of wood a day.
But like if someone calls and says, I have a deck that I need maybe 20 posts or 10 posts, or I'm redoing a wood floor in a trailer and they need help or whatever.
Well, you wouldn't put that in the trailer because it'd be green lumber, but it's if somebody wants fence for their boards for their fences or something like that, cedar poles cut. I've got all kinds of wood here on my place, but I really don't want to cut it all. I don't mind cutting it for me, for my projects, but I don't want to cut my wood and sell off to somebody. I want to keep my wood for myself. So I'm looking at buying logs. Yeah, I'm stingy. My own wood. But I'm looking at buying some logs, so I have some logs here so I can actually cut lumber for people if they want it cut. But it's mainly just for me, doing projects that I want to do. I've got several cabins up there on the property that I want to build and stuff. But it seems to be doing good. The motor's still running good. Everything.
How much gas does it use?
Hardly any. I mean, it'll run. That's the second tank that I put in it, and I've had it for a month.
Do you know about how many hours you've put down in it?
No, I've done changed the oil. I was thinking I changed the oil about 10 hours. I've probably put 40 hours on it at least, if not more. I mean, I've cut up a bunch of wood.
So,
but
40 hours in 1 tank of gas.
Well, 2 tanks. That's the second tank that I'm running on.
Okay.
But it just sips of gas. But it could use more power, but like anything, it's a starter mill.
Okay. What do you
rails,
think? Yeah, I was trying to say about the rails.
The rails, after the paint's wearing off, they roll a whole lot better. It's like the paint, it just flakes up and stuff, and it stops your wheels from rolling. But now it just slides back and forth just as easy as pie. But the paint wore off.
So the paint's basically to make it look pretty.
Well, it's baked on. It's supposed to stay on there. Easy as can be. But before it was, everything was adjusted out right. It's just like the paint would chip off and then it would build up in flakes, and you couldn't run it with it. Now everything's looking good.
Okay. So
right
as
now.
Far as savings, I mean.
And don't let no sawmill guy tell you they ain't nothing wrong. Because right here, I cut into one of my log stops with my saw blade. cut into that one, and then later that day I cut into the next one, so I rent 2 blades in one day.
Now they're able to be resharpened.
Yeah, they're able to be resharpened, but I still.
It's a blade that you will have to resharpen versus use.
Right.
So it's all a learning process.
I love everybody online. They said you're gonna hit it. It's just a matter of time. I did.
Yeah, all in the same day. So, I mean, I know how much we paid, and we, price-wise, I mean, I know it's already paid for itself just doing the lumber on, for our deck, that add-on that we're doing.
Yeah.
So it has paid for itself just by what...
There ain't many things you can buy within a month pays for itself.
Right.
But with high price of lumber now, it pays for itself in a hurry.
Right. And as far as what we bought, or what we cut for our deck, do you know exactly what all it was that's in it?
We cut some 4x6s for post, some 2x8s, some 1x6s for the sheet for the stripping where the tin's going to screw on to, and 2x6s for the rafters. So I mean, we added it up the other day just looking at lumber prices. If you went and bought, store-bought lumber, like from Lowe's or whatever, it was like $2,500 is what we've done in wood. So,
okay.
And it just took, a few afternoons and days doing it, but it was free, not free, but free, cheaper anyhow.
Now
but that's paid for the meal.
Right. Now that stack of lumber right there, that's what, about 3 trees? 4 trees?
It's probably about 5.
5 trees. Yeah. So the 5 trees are actually doing all the lumber to add on to a 20 by 30 deck extension on our house.
Well, not add on, cover our deck.
Cover. So that's 5 trees to do that. So
all we'll have to do is just buy the tin that we're going to put on top for the deck.
Okay. All right. So anything else about your sawmill that you would like to say?
The slabs add up.
The slabs add up.
The cutoffs, they add up. One of my neighbors came over and picked up a whole trailer load the other day, and within one day I've got that back. So they're going to add up. I'm going to start cutting them up in like firewood lengths and splitting them.
We burn with wood, so if nothing else, we'll have firewood for.
Yeah, and campfires.
And campfires, yeah.
We're perfect campfire wood.
Okay.
But that's all I've got.
All right. And as far as setting it up, putting it all together, because it came in a crate that fit in the back of a truck. I know me and Randy put it together ourselves. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being easy as pie, setting it up, where would you think?
Probably about a 6 or 7. It just, the instructions wasn't real clear. If it wasn't for YouTube and videos, it wouldn't have been put together, because they actually showed you what to do. The instructions left out parts and stuff. Okay. I had all my bolts and all my nuts. I actually had 1 bolt and 1 nut left over, so they actually put everything in the package. I wasn't short nothing. But
I agree. I would have at least gave it an 8 out of 1 to 10. So on a scale of 1 to 10, that you love it and you'll trade your wife for it, versus 1, I'm going to sell it today. Where is it?
Well, it's a 10. I'll trade my wife in a heartbeat.
I figured you'd say that.
But no, I mean, I love it. It's a starter mill. I can then see with people hollering at me wanting stuff done, I'll get a bigger one eventually. I don't care about the hydraulics and all that. I've got the tractor set the logs up there and to turn them and stuff. I mean, I don't mind pushing it through. I'd just like to have more horsepower to where you actually go through the logs a little bit quicker. But other than that, I love it.
And he also got a free hat with it. So
Yep, got 2 free hats.
2 free hats. So if you can give him a hat with something, he's pretty happy with that too.
Yep.
Well, we just wanted to do a nice little review. All in all, he's very pleased. And I've used it. It's something I can use too. Not that I will, but worst case scenario, I can use it. So, but this is just our review. We just wanted to touch base and see what we thought. So, well, as always, remember, we love you, God loves you, and you all have a blessed day.